One of the things that you can do to make your playing sound a lot more interesting is to add rhythm. And in jazz, we use a lot of swing rhythms. But very few people talk about something called halftime feel. I think it swings almost the hardest. Basically what it means is keeping the tempo the same, but it feels slower and more swing because you're playing less notes in the left hand. Instead of a walking bass line, you're going to play half notes. And we're also going to add some passing notes in there to make it swing even harder. There's a formula for this, but the first thing I want to do is play a little bit more of the example just so you can hear how it sounds and how it feels. Let's get started with step 1. As you heard in the video, we're starting with the changes to Bye Bye Blackbird. You're going to play half notes on beat 1 and beat 3 of each bar. Basically, follow the changes and play the root. Okay, step number 2. Instead of playing half notes, we're going to play a dotted quarter note and then an eighth note a half step above or below the next note. As you can see in the first bar, we're going from F to D, which is the 6th of the chord. We're going to approach that D from a half step below, which is C sharp. Then we're going to approach the G minor chord from a half step above, and so on. And when I play this example, you're going to immediately hear that it's going to start to swing. All right, let's move on to step number 3. This adds even more complexity to it and makes it swing even harder. Instead of just playing a single eighth note, a half step above or below, we're going to put in 2 eighth notes. So for example, at the end of the first bar, we're going to play 2 eighth notes. The first one is an A flat, the next one is a D, leading to the G chord. And that's pretty typical of this type of left-hand swing. You're going to play a half step above, which is the A flat, and then when you get to the D, that's basically a perfect fifth above the destination note, which is G. It's not always a half step and a perfect fifth above the destination note, as you can see at the end of bar 2, leading to the A minor chord. But what you can see is that it's pretty consistent to use 2 eighth notes instead of 1. Let's play the example. All right, let's move on to step 4, which adds even more complexity. We're going to start to comp with our right hand. And you'll notice in the first full bar, we're going from F to D7. In the right hand, you want to play quick chords. So I'm playing eighth notes, and you'll notice that those eighth notes are in between the rhythm of the left hand. So the left hand plays on 1, and then the right hand plays on the and of 1. Then the left hand plays on 3, and the right hand plays on the and of 3. Let's play this example. It's still at 100 beats per minute. You could speed it up if you wanted to, but I think it's always a good idea to play it with the metronome. And just before we get to step 5, try to remember that we rely a lot on you to help the channel grow. So if you could, just reach down, hit the little thumbs up button. It really helps us. And if you'd like to leave a comment, a suggestion, or some feedback on what you think about halftime feel, please do that in the comments. Now, of course, these are great exercises, but it's not really sounding like solo piano music just yet. We need to add the melody. And that's step 5. You'll notice in this example that I'm playing the melody to Bye Bye Blackbird, and I'm comping some chords as well. So it's a combination of playing single melody notes, but also mixing those melody notes with some chords at the same time. If you're unsure about exactly how to do this, the best way is to just exactly copy the exercise and play it like this. And just like the first 4 steps, play step 5 as many times as you need to get it underneath your finger. The most important thing, of course, is that swing feel. You must feel the rhythm on 2 and 4 and accent the and of the beat versus the beat itself. Okay, when you get super comfortable with your left hand and you know the tune really well, it's a good idea to maybe start soloing over that left hand rhythm. This is basically solo piano while playing a halftime feel in the left hand and soloing in the right hand. Let me play you a bit more of our example at the grand piano, just so you can kind of hear where this is going. I hope you have a lot of fun with it. I really love that halftime swing feel. All right, as promised, let me post a link to the sheet music. I'm going to throw that up here in the corner. It's also in the description below. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into halftime feel and get some more ideas, I just did a masterclass on this during our Saturday live streams. I'm going to post a link to that video right here.